Jesse Tree, Day 9. Our reading for today is from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5, verses 1 through 22. Today's reading is about the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments. Moses called together all the Israelites and said to them, Israelites, listen to the laws and rules that I tell you today. Learn these laws and be sure to obey them. The Lord our God made an agreement with us on Mount Horeb. The Lord did not make this agreement with our ancestors, but with us. Yes, with all of us who are alive here today. The Lord spoke with you face to face at that mountain. He spoke to you from the fire, but you were afraid of the fire, and you did not go up the mountain. So I stood between you and the Lord to tell you what the Lord has done. He said, I am the Lord your God. I am the one who freed you from Egypt, where you were slaves. You must not worship any other gods except me. You must not make any idols. Don't make any statues or pictures or anything up in the sky or of anything on the earth or of anything down in the water. Don't worship or serve idols of any kind, because I am the Lord your God. I hate for my people to worship other gods. People who sin against me become my enemies, and I will punish them and their children, their grandchildren, and even their great-grandchildren. But I will be very kind to the people who love me and obey my commands. I will be kind to their families for thousands of generations. You must not use the name of the Lord your God to make empty promises. If you do, the Lord will not let you go unpunished. You must keep the Sabbath on a special day like the Lord your God commanded. Work 6 days a week and do your job. But the seventh day is a day of rest in honor of the Lord your God. So on that day, no one should work, not you, your sons and daughters, foreigners living in your cities, or your men and women and slaves. Not even your cattle, donkeys, or other animals should do any work. Your slaves should be able to rest just as you do. Don't forget that you were slaves in the land of Egypt. The Lord your God brought you out of Egypt with his great power and made you free. That is why the Lord God commands you to always make the Sabbath a special day. You must honor your father and your mother. The Lord your God has commanded you to do this. If you follow this command, you will live a long time, and everything will go well for you in the land that the Lord your God gives you. You must not murder anyone. You must not commit the sin of adultery. You must not steal. You must not tell lies about others. You must not want another man's wife. You must not want his house, his fields, his men and women servants, his cattle or his donkeys. You must not want to take anything that belongs to another person. People were afraid of God. Moses said, the Lord gave these commands to all of you when you were together there at the mountain. He spoke in a loud voice that came from fire, the cloud, and thick darkness. After he gave us these commands, he didn't say any more. He wrote his words on 2 stone tablets and gave them to me. Moses talked directly to God, and God gave Moses the commandments to show us how to live. Moses was able to perform many miracles while leading the Israelites to the promised land. Jesus also talked directly to God and performed many miracles. Jesus came to the earth to replace the commandments. He lived a perfect life, keeping all of the commandments, something that we can never do. What happens when you break a rule at school or at home? Do you get in trouble? God gives us forgiveness through Jesus when we break his rules. Your challenge for today, you're going to need some things. You'll need a mirror, a dry erase marker, and paper towel. When you get all of those things, I want you to look into the mirror and think about how God created you in his image. And then think of some of the ways that you break God's commandments. And you can either write them on the mirror with that marker or even draw pictures of them. Now look at your face again in the mirror. You see how the markings hide your image? That's what our sin does. It hides our image from God. Now I want you to ask for forgiveness, and then I want you to take the paper towel and wipe all of those marks away off of that mirror. And look at your image again and thank God for the forgiveness that we receive through his son, Jesus.